How's it going, people? Welcome back to AFTV. Before we get going with the full time for the Arsenal Fulham 1-1, check out this video from Sky Sports Super 6, Hold the L.
Can I just jump in with the Vidic thing? For me, is like what Vidic, once again, absolutely phenomenal. But for me, Vidic was, you're talking that his style was physical. He was an aggressive centre back. You know, he was dominant. He was physical. A perfect complement towards for Rio Ferdinand. But for me, if I'm genuinely, and I'm not just trying to be old Man City fan here, but if I'm choosing someone who does the physicality thing better, but also is a natural leader who speaks 5 languages, also had a penchant for an incredible big moment with a goal.
Come on,
be it Vincent Kompany's long range against Leicester, be it his headers against United, be his leadership. Vincent Kompany, for me, genuinely is a better footballer, for one, in terms of passing around and all that kind of stuff. And he's just as physical, just as aggressive, just more of a leader, naturally more of a leader, genuinely. So that's why I put someone like him and Terry, by the way, ahead of him. And in terms of forward ability, Vidic is fantastic, but I think the two others on the list there that I would say are more physical centre-backs, Terry and Kompany, I think they're genuinely better players.
So, who's your greatest Premier League centre-back?
We did a video, or we discussed one of the videos they did about the strikers.
Stone cold was Pierre-Emerick.
That felt a little bit more straightforward. This is difficult, man. Difficult. A lot of them got great legacies. Obviously, Sol Campbell's a legend, and he's always going to get my vote. But you know what, Terry, what Kompany, that winning goal that basically won them the Premier League title. Some good centre backs. Ferdinand,
I like
great to watch.
I was about to say that, because he didn't really get a mention, but Ferdinand's got to be up there for me as well. I like him as well.
Van Dijk as well. Like I want him. I think he deserves to be in the conversation. Like he's transformed Liverpool, won a Champions League, a Premier League. Yeah.
You young guys make me sick.
Are you gonna say like? Are you gonna say?
You know who I'm gonna say? Big Tony, man. I have to say Tony. I can't lie.
I was just reading off the list.
As an Arsenal fan, I know there's a certain amount of bias there, but look, big up Ty in the background agrees there, but. With Tony, I just seen something special with him, and he done it over and over again. His leadership, he was part of why Vieira was such a great captain too. Yeah, he passed on the reins, and big up Tony. I've got to say Adams for me.
It'd be nice to have him in the squad.
It would be. It'd be nice to have a few of them from back then in the squad. But it's a nice segue into the 1-1 against Fulham. I think we're left feeling a bit deflated, and that's something I just didn't want following that probably best 90 minutes of the season we had against Slavia Prague.
Definitely the most professional 90 minutes. Job done early, cruise the rest. I'm deflated, man. I'm not gonna lie. I'm really quite gutted about that. I know we're still in a European semi-final. It's nicer to say European semi-final than Europa League semi-final.
I've realised people do that a lot.
Yeah. I've definitely adopted that. Listen, it was a chance to build off it. Sheffield United win was good. Slavia Prague was good, and let's face it, we've not exactly upped the level of opposition. Fulham are an okay side, but we didn't play that great, and we still had 18 shots on their goal. I'm disappointed. I know we're going to go into it in more detail, but I think it's a missed opportunity.
That word "build," how many times I heard that during the stream. Obviously, I was talking with Laurie a lot during the stream, and you, James, as well. And you mentioned that about building, and I can understand that, but my perspective on it was more that, I haven't seen us build anything with this set of players, and I stretched that back all the way 2 years to that initial Emery 22 game run. I haven't seen a good patch of form. I don't look at 2 games as form. I don't look at 6 games as form. I want to see 10 to 12 weeks bare minimum. 3 months, and I haven't seen that from Arsenal for a couple of years now.
Agreed. It has been a while.
I think that kind of how it came with that argument of was this game important for me? For me, it wasn't. Yes, I want our team to win, but that I just thought, in the league, we're not fighting for anything. And again, you said build, like what we're building toward. The end of the season is very soon. Like you're building for 8th place, potentially. It was just.
But how you say really blasé, 8th place. We're not 8th right now. Like we're not even 8th.
Yeah, I know. Nice.
Like that's kind of my point. Like we kind of say, oh well, let's kind of throw it away and we might end up 8th. No, like we're gonna need to work hard to get 8th as it is. Like we're so far from where we want to be, and where we listen. 7th, 6th, 7th, 8th isn't where we want to be, but it's better than 9th and 10th. And I want Arsenal to always, no matter what, try and get whatever they can out of a season, even if it just builds good momentum for the Europa League and good momentum for the start of next season. I don't want to go into next year, which we hope will be when, in Arteta's words, the project goes bang and everything kind of clicks. That's kind of got to happen at some point. I don't want it to be halfway through next season we've wasted a whole other 2-3 months. I need to start seeing something now. And we see glimpses of it, but then you get a Fulham performance.
And that's what I don't want. I don't want to start seeing glimpses towards the end of the season and be missold dreams, you know? And I don't mean I don't mean that in a way where I want Arsenal to lose, to compound what I believe about, you know, there's bigger problems than the players, Mikel Arteta and so on. You know, Europa League is vital to me because I believe that's no excuse. The money that comes in with that leaves us with a summer of no excuses. The FFP seems a joke right now. It doesn't seem like it's going to be continued much further. Wage bill cleaner than it's ever been. So I just think that, you know, building on top of, what's that saying? You know, if you build on top of
poor foundation.
Yeah, poor foundations essentially.
Right,
you know,
okay.
it's not going to be worth much, and that's what I see from glimpses. You know,
I hear that, but my worry is that actually, for all the poor foundations that we agree on that this club have, there are some good foundations like Smith Rowe and Saka and Gabriel and Tierney that I want the club to be building on as well. And so when I see those groups of players, Gabriel didn't play the last couple and Tierney's out injured, but I see Smith Rowe and Saka and Martinelli involved in some good wins, 7 away goals, 2 clean sheets. We're on a high after picking up 3 points in the league, facing a favourable end to the season league-wise, getting into the semi-final of the Europa League. We didn't even play badly today, but how many times are we sort of saying, oh, well, we weren't great, we weren't terrible, we had chances.
Opportunities missed massively.
It's getting a bit, it's been a worry all the season. Tedious.
Yeah, we might as well go into the starting lineup. Cecil, let's start with you and your initial thoughts behind it, because there was some changes in there.
There was. My biggest fear, my biggest gripe of this was, I know this is kind of way off, but it may not be way off. Balogun not even being on the bench really annoyed me, if I'm completely honest. In my opinion, he should have rested Lacazette. We spoke as well on the match day that, like, the players that needs to be rested were the players that we haven't got cover for. In my opinion, go with a strong side, but where you haven't got cover, take them off. Lacazette. Obviously, Peter can be an argument, and Nketiah could be cover, but and I have nothing against Nketiah, but I think he should have been covered. Put Balogun, and I've seen, in my opinion, I like Balogun more from what I've seen. I feel like he's been given a 4-year contract. When is he going to play? If he doesn't play today, he can play for the rest of the league, but he could have definitely shown his ability in this game. Again, Xhaka as well. We haven't got cover, in my opinion. You can say Cedric can play there, but Xhaka's done well in that position. If he gets injured, it kind of stifles the team. So I'd have liked him to be rested, and that's rare me saying Xhaka being rested. I was happy to see Matt Ryan, going to be honest. I was screaming out for him, but I think, again, when are we going to see him? When we're going to see him. And in my opinion, I think we should make him permanent at the end of the summer. As a backup goalie, not as number one, but I think definitely as a backup, and I was happy to see him. Sebastian Elneny, I mean, if you guys watched it, for me it didn't really work. There was opportunities missed of them passing the ball forward, being urgent. I wasn't really happy with that pairing. And apart from that, I mean, there's that. You could pick apart the whole. You could pick apart the whole team. In theory, you could.
No, but I'm looking at it now, and I'm looking at.
They should get the job done.
Yeah, and I'm someone who called for changes. Now, evidently, there's changes there. Ryan, Gabriel's come back in, and Bellerin's come in. Then you got Martinelli out on the left, and then Ceballos and Elneny in the middle. That partnership we haven't seen in a couple months, I think. So there's some changes in there, but James, I think they're the wrong changes. I think, you know, touching on what Cecil said with the importance of some players, you know, Lacazette being one, Saka being another, Xhaka right now being another, you know, and I don't say that lightly, you know, I am admitting he is key with Tierney out. If this is the system you're going to go with, then Xhaka has to be protected as well as Lacazette, Saka and a few more key names. That's why the call for Balogun, a call for Reece Nelson, you can see him on the bench here. Yeah, I just didn't understand, you know, firstly why he hasn't prioritised enough for me. Yeah. Do you think he did with the changes made? Do you think
we had a good debate downstairs. For anyone who doesn't know, you know, obviously you guys were happy to see rotation but wanted more, whereas I wanted to see a full strength team other than Cedric coming in. Now,
sorry to cut. I didn't want to see full a crazy low more rotation. I know.
So were you happy with this level of rotation?
The only, like I said, it's the more the Lacazette and Xhaka. That was the only. Saka, I don't mind him playing. I know he's key to our play, but he's still young and he can play. Only because I only say that because in the FA Cup there was mass rotation and that did not work. Yeah. So I just think the key players that haven't got cover should have been rotated, but go on.
Listen, it's so easy after a game to nitpick a starting 11 and pull it apart because you didn't win it. And I get that. And I know, but I'm going to get a bit nerdy here when I talk about my specific issue because I feel like if I don't articulate it right, people just think I'm moaning for the sake of it. When you don't have Tierney as your left back or a left back who's overlapping and providing that width, you've got a Xhaka who's coming into midfield and you've got a Martinelli whose first thought is to drive into midfield. You're so, imbalanced to the right. Everything is facing one way.
Coming in.
And the amount of times Martinelli did actually quite well to beat his man and try to go around the outside, but it's not natural to him. We scored 2 really good goals the other night with Pepe as the left winger. One where he actually made the run from out to in and scored, and the other where he held the width, whipped in a lovely ball and Lacazette scored. It's just a thing of balance. And for anyone who says, yeah, but we didn't attack that many times down that side against Slavia Prague. It's not that. It's that you're getting the opposition to keep thinking because they know that there's a complete other direction you can go in. And I think for Fulham, it was always obvious that we were never really going to exploit them down that left-hand side unless it was Martinelli doing the work himself. So even if he just, I don't like Martinelli on the right, but even if you just swap Saka and Martinelli, I'd have said, all right, at least you've got a left footer in Saka providing that natural width.
You get them thinking.
Here's my argument for that, and you're right, you might be right there, but here's my argument. I'm not here to bash players or slate players, but when Bellerin's in the squad, the person in front of him, we've said this before, doesn't always have a great game, and I think that also accounts to balance in the side. I think when Bellerin's in there, it's going forward. The person in front of him never has a really good game, and I think the link up on that side was non-existent in yesterday's match, and that might be another factor to consider.
Okay, I hear that. That brings me on to another thing about Bellerin.
Go on.
Now, I actually think Bellerin did fine. So this isn't me going in on him, but...
What's fine, 5 out of 10?
Yeah.
To his stat.
Yeah, let's face it, he'd have got a decent assist if it weren't for, a toenail. He did okay. Defensively, wasn't caught out. Did his job somewhat in the final third. Don't have a problem with him. But where I do have an issue here is, Chambers has become his favourite right back out of nowhere, and Cedric started the North London derby a month ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So where are we with this right back situation? We've just been hearing from Fabrizio Romano that Bellerin's pretty much off. Arsenal are definitely looking for a right back. Why are we persisting with him?
Yeah.
What are we trying to? Cedric is fine. Do you know what? Cedric's never put a foot wrong. Actually, that's a lie. Aston Villa. One foot wrong. Yeah. But he was left back at the time. As a right back, I've seen very little, if anything, to make me worry about Cedric as a right back. He's certainly a squad player going forward for the next year or two. We want an upgrade, fine. Yep. So why are we playing Bellerin in this game? I don't get it. Not only is he not performing at the levels of Cedric and Chambers, but it's like public knowledge that he doesn't have a future at the club. I wish him all the best. I think he's definitely tried. I do believe he's tried his best for the club, and he's got other ventures and other things, and good luck to him. This isn't a personal thing on him.
100%.
I don't get it from the manager. Mari finally finds a bit of form. We find a partnership that works. Gabriel comes straight back in. Mari's not played enough games to warrant a rest. These things I find strange, and all right, maybe I can get on board with Elneny for Partey because Partey's had injury issues over the year. Fine, that's maybe the only one I can really get on board with. But I find it's difficult. You say you're wanting Lacazette rested. All right, you play Pepe on the left, you play Martinelli up front. Everything we keep hearing in the media
do you know what,
is that Martinelli's future's up front.
Okay, I wouldn't be angry at that. I wouldn't be angry at that.
But I think, and I know we don't want to talk about the starting 11 all show, but. I think this has been, a rotation has been an area, and by the way, anyone watching, I've backed Arteta, I've had his back and defended him through quite a lot of criticism, some bad moments. But I think squad rotation and management of how and when he uses players has been a problem all season and continues to be. Nicolas Pepe hasn't had a consecutive run of games, drops 2 great performances on the right and the left, doesn't start this game. Why?
Yeah.
This is the perfect time to rest a Saka if that's what you want to do.
Yeah.
Because you can bring in a Pepe who's found form. I've got so many questions about it, and Only thing I think he really got right was bringing in Matt Ryan. Fair play. I actually quite like that, and I think it's good to reward. But you can see I have a lot of issues with it, and I've spoken about starting 11 too many times. They're never so great that I'm saying, well, you know, I see why we drew. No, we should have won, and we had enough chances to. And Arteta's one problem, and I'm glad we're kind of getting this out of the way now.
I said after the Slavia Prague game that this is probably the first game all season that I've heard no fans mention starting lineup. Everyone was either happy or content with it and could understand it.
For today,
for Slavia Prague. So that pretty much tells you what you're saying. From I agree.
And it is in hindsight. We can talk about start 11s after a match. So it is in hindsight.
I try, but you say it, but I try not to complain during because people immediately get on you.
Okay.
Like just because. So what I'm trying to say is, just because people haven't complained, don't take it as people being.
Oh no, being happy with it. I'm with you. I'm with you. And like you just said there, Matt Ryan is the only one you can kind of give credit to, especially getting the pre-assist as well. Is for me.
Well, let's go to the first goal then.
Man of the match, but yeah.
Move on.
It was a great header, wasn't it?
It was.
Anyway, we'll talk about that. All right, we had the goal disallowed for the offside decision, VAR. Look, I'm just going to say it. No one likes it, but it's consistent for everyone. That's my biggest issue with football officiating is when it's inconsistent. No one likes it. I don't like it, but at least it's the same for everyone. We all know the rule. It's black and white. Would I like it changed? Of course I would. Do I know a better solution? I'm not sure I do. Unless you scrap VAR. I think
some of the clubs that have been on the back end of a VAR decision that's ended up with a rule change would probably disagree that it's been consistent.
Okay.
Because to them,
I mean the offside thing in particular.
Yeah, I get that. But there's some instances with VAR where you know there's a rule change a couple of days later, and it basically tells you that you know what, you are robbed.
Yeah.
Whether it's a red card, a goal given, a handball, penalty, whatever it is.
Yeah.
But you are right, you know, in terms of people looking at certain decisions and thinking football's lost a bit of its soul.
It has, I think so.
I agree.
I think so. The rule was always you give you're a striker, you give the benefit to the striker. You know, I might be wrong, and I'm sure people in the comment section will let me know, but the offside rule wasn't designed to like catch people out and be like, haha, you know, got ya, disallowed. No, it was there to stop people goal hanging. It was there to help defenders. I don't think the Fulham defence need much more help than Saka quite literally having his back to goal and being body in front of the defender. It's just his toes are offside because he's trying to push himself away. That feels wrong, but at least it's a tough, you hate it, don't you?
I mean, I don't hate it. What I'm annoyed at is the balance of the VAR and the referees, like their rule book that they come up with at the start of the season, because that seems to change as well throughout the season. So first it was handball. If it hits any part of the arm, it's handball. If it doesn't hit within the t-shirt line, like these are things that should be
ironed out
from the beginning. Thank you very much. And then VAR, to me, wouldn't be such a problem because then everyone knows what's going on. The refs know, and they can have a little bit of leniency because everyone's agreed on it. But it's changing. It shouldn't be changing. If it's right, these systems shouldn't be changing throughout the season. So that's the only thing with me. I do think it's killing football partly in a sense of the soul of it. They say it's taking out the soul of it, and the game's getting a bit completely different. So I'm rambling there. I'm just thinking about it.
Did they get this one right?
Look, I'll be honest. I think they got both of them right, and I don't want anyone watching this to think that we feel we've been robbed. No, the officials got it right. I just don't like the implementation.
Yeah, there was contact.
They did get this right. Yeah, it's a penalty. It's soft. He's gone over like.
He's made a meal of it as they do nowadays because VAR has kind of ensured that someone will check it. So if you make enough of a noise.
It's harsh. It's harsh. I think, but it's a penalty. There was contact. He left his leg there,
and a great penalty. He smashed it in, sent Ryan the wrong way.
Yeah.
Even if Ryan went the right way, I think he's not getting to it.
Anyway. He's not. It'd be amazing if he guessed that.
Roof of the net. Safe.
Yeah, it's a great penalty.
And I guess where was we at that time when we conceded that goal? Pretty much missed chances leading to being in this position. Similar fear, deja vu.
Yeah.
Over and over again.
Came eventually.
It did. Where do we start? Do we start with the Matt Ryan flick on?
Yeah, let's go from there. Let's go from the Matt Ryan flick on. Him coming up, getting the pre-assist, brave of him, out jumping everyone. He was screaming for it as a corner as well. When it was given as a corner, he's like, yes, it's definitely a corner. So he was very encouraged in that as well. And in my opinion, for me, he was man of the match, had a great game. But it obviously led to.
Really?
Yeah.
Matt Ryan's your man.
Not a great game, good game. Yeah, he was. He was my man of the match. He was. I mean, what do you think? I don't know who else you
doesn't bode well for the other players.
don't care. We were terrible.
Yeah. So I mean, fair play to Arsenal. They didn't give up and they found a point.
Yeah.
They managed to keep the defeats in the league to 12, not 13.
The embarrassment minimal.
Congrats.
And I'm sounding sarcastic, but okay, all right. We saw something in terms of fight and desire, whatever, bare minimum, but something. And credit to Nketiah for being right place, right time.
Yep.
But I couldn't feel overly excited about it or overly relieved. Quite frankly, we should have won this game.
No, the players were. They seemed excited about it.
Yeah, no, you got some thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, it's a bit, it's a bit too much now. I mentioned Pepe's goal against Prague a couple of weeks ago. I think we discussed it, and I said, 86th minute, Nicolas Pepe comes off the bench in the game. Maybe he should have started, and he scores a goal. He deserves a little celebration. But the rest of the team, go get the ball, put it back in. It's the first leg. It's at home. It's only 1-0.
Yeah.
A few minutes later, we concede 1-1, and you can kind of get the gist of what mentality I would have liked, because even playing Sunday League level of football, if you see a team grab the ball from there and take it in, you pretty much know, they're going to be on it. They think they can get another goal. They think the advantage is in their, court now, and whether they're leading the game or coming back into a game, it's a mentality thing. And I didn't see that against Prague, and we sure as hell didn't see it tonight.
Look,
Yesterday, sorry.
I had a bit of an issue with it as well. I know it's not the popular thing to say. Not Nketiah. I understand the guy's had a pretty tough year, actually. He was playing a lot. He's been out of the team. Questions about his future, his contract, everything. And I think that a general consensus amongst Arsenal fans that we can move him on.
Yeah.
Now, that can't be nice for him. He clearly cares about the club, clearly loves the club, played at the Hale End Academy and has made his way. And look, he's had some nice moments in an Arsenal shirt. And I'm really happy for him that he had this moment. Go celebrate, do your thing quick, that's cool. I'd just like to have seen the other first teamers going, getting the ball, bringing it back and feeling like, you know what, it might only be 30 seconds, but you never know. Spurs went to the Champions League final on a last kick of a game.
Yeah.
Right, let's not, things happen, it's an unbelievable sport, right? Because of the nature of how you score points. And I just felt that there was this almost sense of, do you know what? The starting 11 with the particular rotation we saw and that reaction, I'm trying to find hope that there's something to fight for in this league, even if it's just pride and momentum. And I feel like the team aren't sending the same message back to me, if I'm honest.
What did you make of it, Cecil?
Of the celebration after? Yeah. Listen, James kind of wrapped it up, if I'm completely honest. He's right, Eddie Nketiah's gone through a lot of criticism this season. He has had the greatest of seasons. I'm assuming he's probably going to be out, going to another club in summer. But he's scoring. I know as a striker, like that feeling of everything's against you. You come on, you score. It wasn't the winner; it's to get an equaliser against Fulham.
A late goal too.
Yeah,
maybe
late goals.
Part
so I get him celebrating, but what you guys said there, the whole team running over,
it just, come on. It shows the standards, in my opinion, and that to me shows the standards behind the scenes. Yeah. It shows the standards in here, and in here. And that's the worst place.
Devil's advocate? Could it maybe be showing togetherness? Eddie's had a tough year, likeable guy. Maybe they just want to. I don't know.
There's been far too many, instances where they've shown togetherness. Whether in the training ground or in the dressing room, or sometimes on the pitch. Xhaka's open mic recently when we scored against Sheffield United. Stay here, stay here, stay here, stay here, stay here, stay here. Why? Because of pictures, because it looks nice, it looks good, they're in a bit of adversity, it looks like it's unified. But in all honesty, all that open mat told me is it's a bit of an act, You don't need to tell people to stay here if they're happy in the moment, if they're flying high, if they're doing well. People will celebrate as much as they want to.
Yeah, where was that togetherness in the 90 minutes?
It's all in my opinion, an act.
Yeah, where was the togetherness in the 90 minutes of the team where you should be fighting for each other to get the win? We should have won. Where's the togetherness then?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
It is.
All right.
It is.
Do we have a man of the match or not bother?
Not for me.
Ryan.
Not for me. I'm not picking that.
I'll shout out to Rob Holding. I thought I had another steady game. When I look at a football match and how it went, ultimately the defence did their job. I think Fulham had 3 shots, and actually they were sweeping up everything. There were a few nice moments where he was under pressure, balls in the air, he's flicked it wide to Bellerin, he's kept things ticking. I thought Holding did well, but that's kind of really it. I can't really look at. We were a bit flat going forward.
Listen,
you know.
drawing a 1-1 at home against a relegation threatened side, I don't believe anyone deserves a man of the match for me.
That's fair enough.
Yeah, that's.
Do you
what
think
I'm gonna
Holding
go
did
with.
all right though?
Matt Ryan?
I don't want to talk about them right now, I'll be honest with you. I don't see no future in either of them. If you asked me about a player that I see a future in, then maybe I would have given you something. But regardless if Holding...
Nothing for Holding?
Maybe he done something today, but he will do nothing in the future for us.
Point is, it doesn't
Same
matter,
with Ryan.
does it?
You know, I'm not dissing them for
he's
today,
number 2.
but I can no longer just look at a 90-minute performance and give
We've got a big week.
Yeah, we got. I know.
give
Tell me about
pieces of credit out. You know, I feel like the credit needs to be
It's a
deserved.
man of the match, though, not a man of the.
No,
the
that's
future.
credit.
I like to just.
That's too much credit that they deserve for today. You'd like to?
I like, even if it's just little nuggets of credit. When I feel someone, you know what, doesn't deserve being painted with the same brush as everyone else, I don't mind just.
But when they're all running over together singing Kumbaya and that to me puts them all in the same basket. So I can't pick and choose. I can't pick out who's the good ones or the bad ones. Yeah, you wrap it up there. No man of the match for me.
Big up Rob Holding.
Yeah, we got Matt Ryan, Rob Holding.
Yeah, man.
No one for me, but people, make sure you guys let us know your thoughts in the comments below. This has been the full time for the 1-1 against Fulham. Make sure you check out that Hold the L on the Super 6 channel.